And we are back! Coming right in the middle of that game. Oh, you missed a lot.
We did miss quite a bit. We apologize for
nothing.
I apologize for the stream going down. Unfortunately, just the internet was a little bit unstable, but we are here. Yaku's of course sharing his screen, thankfully sharing the screen here on Discord, and we'll make do with our current setup here. Less than ideal, but it's fine. It's fine. As we are getting into this, and can you quickly catch us up? What has been going on here? Game 1 was Side Delta. We got the intros going, and that's it.
Okay, so we actually had a little bit of an economic game coming out from both our players. 3CC before Starport from Cure, 3 Hatch before Lair coming out from Dark. I don't think that's an actual thing, but you know, that is technically what happened here from Dark. And yeah, we've been seeing a lot of back and forth going down. Cure, of course, being the aggressor, as we have a mass Baneling connection into the Cert base. It's the entire mineral line going down here for Cure. Cure taking a very heavy worker deficit. Meanwhile, Dark, he very early on went to an infestation pit, very early on teched into Hive, so now, as we can see, Ultralisk are already on the way, Chitinous plating, Adrenal Gland is out. He's actually got 3... Wait, that's the wrong bar I should be looking at. 3 Vipers. Is gaining their energy. Cure once again trying to go for a bit of a counterattack, but those tanks were too slow to siege. A lot of Marines going down quite unnecessarily. Yeah, a lot of skirmishes going down.
They did go down, kind of taking in and absorbing what's been going on. So Dark does have the economic lead. A bit of a link counterattack is going to be shut down, and we do see Cure pushing on the right-hand side, trying to gain some ground. But we have Banelings.
We do have Banelings, and earlier on, those Hellbats were really, really helpful in preventing the tanks from getting surrounded by Lings. Now, not so much, especially now that they're dead.
Oh, exactly. Azaki is trying desperately to hold on, at the same time going for another big counterattack. Ultras have hit the field. 2-2 still don't have the Hive upgrades, but we are breaking on through, getting on top of some of this army, trying to get on top of that mineral line, but it looks like with these reinforcements, can Cure barely hold on.
Just barely, it seems. One Ultra still alive. But will be noping right on out of there. Meanwhile, towards the north, Cure's push did get deflected.
Did get deflected, did get shut down. Dark, he is holding on, still has a decent economy here, but only has 1 Ultra, still getting into additional Vipers, as well as we do see Cure pushing towards the southern portion of the map. Likewise, Dark pushing towards the north, once again tries to get into that third base mineral line.
Yeah, very vulnerable mineral line. This is an orbital command. Yes, an orbital command and not a planetary fortress.
It is the orbital, and Cure's reinforcements, they get here just in time. The game is going to be selling for a moment, but mainly for a moment because Banshees have hit the field. Oh, detection is not available, but you do have the burrow, though, keeping the Queen alive.
You love to see it. If you're Cure right now, you don't want to be using your scans. You want to be saving that orbital energy for mules. You want to be using your scans only to clear creep, which, to be fair, Cure has been doing a pretty good job of so far. Creep has not gone completely out of control yet.
Yeah, exactly. As we're trying to go for a mine job, Cure just trying to alleviate some of that pressure, some of that aggression. Mines are going to be burrowing. Good reaction so far out of Dark, keeping his units alive, keeping his mineral line alive, as we once again drop here towards the north. But alas, no worker kills whatsoever. The mines are going to get shut down, and now Dark can focus on his main push.
Yeah, very quick maneuvers there from Dark, just chasing his drones away. Cure now going for a big push towards the middle of the map. This has to deal some damage. Cure is very far behind when it comes to the worker count, when it comes to his base count as well. Huge burrow of Widow Mines will take out just about every single Ling and Bane, and now Cure's got some momentum going his way.
Yeah. At the same time, though, a big Ling counterattack at the third base, but alas, there are barely any SCVs to kill. They do get pulled away just in time, but that's going to be a kill on the orbital itself. Cure knocked down to a 3-base economy, but Dark, he needs time to rebuild, to remax those Widow Mines. They're resetting.
And well, then one of them will pop off. Cure doesn't really want to take on these Ultralisks head first. Doesn't really have the Marauder count to deal with that. Doesn't quite have his Banshees in position. Doesn't really have Ghosts or Liberators. In fact, he has 0 Ghosts or Liberators.
Yeah, it doesn't have any of those Ghosts to help deal with those Ultras. So the Ultras actually quite a bit of a problem here for Cure as we are getting into this. We do see on the right hand side we find ourselves a hatchery. Not a lot of creep here, so we should be able to get a kill on this. Dark is going to try to react to this. Army is overstint, but we have reinforcements on the way for Cure.
Yeah, we'll see if this is going to be enough for Dark to really push this back. Infestor now out, but Infestor gets focused down immediately. Cure takes out that base, and now everything else is looking pretty vulnerable here for Dark. Meanwhile, we do have that 4th base going down, as well as that entire middle line there for Cure, but Cure, he doesn't care anymore. He is sending it. He wants to end the game.
Yeah, exactly. That's 21 SCVs going down. It looks like Curie's completely all in at this point, and he's gonna be shut down as well. Dark, he just swallows up the army, shuts down the Marauders, and GG gets called. Dark takes game number 1.
GG. Nicely done here from Dark.
GG, well played. And we can come back with our cans. It's fine.
Beautiful. We can give the people what they want.
Yeah, and again, we do apologize for some of the technical issues by CranKy, where we're trying to resolve them, and our internet should be able to hold on for the rest of the broadcast as well. Just fixing things up here as we do get into our lobby, as we do get ready for our games.
Yes. Cross your Ethernet cables, guys.
Cross them.
Don't tie them together, because I think that will short circuit the wires? Question mark.
Okay, just making sure everything's okay.
Yes.
So loading into game number 2 here. Again, Dark, that he does take a 1-0 lead in this series, but it's a best of 5. Best of 5. Plenty of games are ahead of us. Plenty of games to come, and I do want to believe that we can, of course, fight back. And this time we can enjoy the game from the beginning, Pat. From the beginning. Oh.
Yeah. To the end. As we spawn on to game number 2 here, this time we are going to be spawning into Bjorn. We're here in the bottom right hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom right hand corner. We of course have our red Zerg player coming out from the land of Korea, representing his team, Dragon Kaizi Gaming, DKG. We have Dark.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Team Liquid down in this series, but it's a best of 5. Plenty of opportunity to come back. It is Cure.
Not choosing violence this time, or at least in game number 1, not choosing violence. We had a bit more of an economic game going on, but Dark did just feel a few steps ahead each and every time. Whenever Cure pushed out, whenever he was taking out a base or whatever, it was far too little, far too late in game 1.
Here we go, and yeah, it was just far too little, too late. And we have a pretty interesting opener. It's going to be a 2x Reaper here from Cure, just to kick things off. And Cure has, oh, it's a 3. Let's go. He's going full beyond, Bobby. Let's go.
That's all we wanted to see. This is the quintessential Bjorn build, if you will.
Yes, exactly. So it's not a 2x, it's gonna be a 3x. This is 3x Master Reaper. Now this is not all in. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Not an all in. You can expand behind this, but still very committed. The goal here is to contain Dark to 2 bases. Hopefully try to lure Dark into expanding as well, to shut down and punish that 3rd, and also potentially even getting some worker kills as well, and trading well overall with the army of Dark.
Yeah, trading well against the army is nice, getting a couple of worker kills is good, but like you said, priority number 1 is to just contain Dark for as long as possible. Make sure that you always have the map control, and then just try to starve him out so that by the time you do come in with your follow-up push, your Zerg opponent won't really be able to muster up enough of a defense.
Exactly, as our Reaper is going to be dipping in towards that natural base. We do manage to get 1 Ling kill so far, just a single Ling, as additional Reapers are in production as well so far. Dark, his queen does come out just in time, and up.
And a little double juggle here on top of the queen. 1 Reaper almost goes down, but no, not quite. Tuma's looking exposed.
And tumors are being thrown down. You can see Dark. Oh, he's being lured out, actually. Dark, he wants to try to save this base. If he does push too far off of creep, then Cure will punish him. Dark now realizes what's going on. He sees a third Vax, and he should be more than willing to just give up on that third base as we're trying to go for the Queens.
Yeah, Cure needs to be careful not to overextend. Dark has a lot of Lings, and there's a lot of surround potential, even without Ling speed. When you're on creep, these Lings are speedy boys. 14 more Lings on the way, by the way.
Yeah, and Ling speed is about to finish up here. Dark, he can try to get us around here. He's going to be able to save his base. The base got very low, but Cure, he was spending a lot of time here at the natural trying to kill the Queen. That was a lot of wasted DPS, not on the hatchery, and the hatchery does finish.
Just like so. Now Dark gonna try to go for a bit of a counter harass. See how that goes. As that's a lot of Reapers.
Is a lot of Reapers. Dark is trying to find us around here, and it looks like he's going to be able to trap these Reapers in the corner of the map. There is no way in. Oh no! They barely escaped. They're slipping through.
Oh, MKD8 charges. Well, I mean, you didn't need to use them to escape, but yeah, those KD8 charges is something you never want to underestimate as a Zerg player. Dark is taking the Reaper threat very, very seriously, so he doesn't want to lose his Lings unnecessarily and then have no defense against the against this.
Exactly, as Reapers, they dip in and out, and they're going to be able to pick off a couple more Lings, pick off a creep tumor. Behind this crew is transitioning. He's getting into his natural base, getting into his 3-1-1 setup with Marines, with Stim on the way with +1. Cure is behind, I would say, though. He just didn't get enough damage done. He traded with Lings, didn't get any Queens, didn't get any Workers, and he did not deny the third.
Yeah, Dark is going to be pretty safe from here on out. Cure still going for it, still sending out a little force of Marines to try to reinforce these Reapers. He knows that he needs to get a bit more damage done. But the opportunities to get that damage are, quickly disappearing.
Exactly, as we do shut down one of those overlords as well. The Lings, they do come in from behind. They pick off a couple of Marines as Cure does rotate here towards the south, but alas, because there's so many Queens and Lings, we just cannot find a way in. Cure cannot touch this base. He has to back off and work on that next step, work on his stim timing with +1 with Medivacs.
Which honestly, considering how on top of his Marine production he's been, can still be very devastating to Dark. Dark is still on basically a pure Ling army. So there are a couple of Queens back at home for defense, but that's not really what you want to support your Lings.
Yeah, I mean, he does catch a couple of Marines out in the center of the map, but as you mentioned, this is still going to be a pretty terrifying push, especially with these Medivacs to support the army to facilitate for some more stims. We still need additional Lings on the way. Evo Chambers are just now in production as well for 1-1, so Dark is going to be delaying his Baneling production and his lair as well in favor of 1-1 upgrades. Bit of a greedy maneuver here. We'll see if Dark can get away with it, as Cure is going to be pushing. Dark, though, still has a good Queen count.
He does, actually. With good enough transfuses, Dark should be able to chase us back as well, but it's also very dependent on the positioning. Ling's coming in for the flank, and this army gets completely surrounded. Stim is still devastating, but all these Queens, they target down the Medivacs. The Marines are able to deal with all the Lings, but not with the Queens.
Yeah, exactly. We shut down one of those men, actually forced back the army. Curie sending reinforcements, even sending his tank across the map. He's doubling down. We have 2 more Rexes on the way. I do not see a third CC. This is looking like a 2-base all-in. We could still throw down the third, but again, this is still very committed for Cure.
We're bricking.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, God. As here we go. We're going to be rotating over towards the 4th base. 4th, not quite done yet. Not a lot of creep in position either. Cure, he could try to force a cancel.
Which is exactly what he's trying to do. Baneling Nest is on the way here for Dark, almost about to finish up, but Banelings will not be available for this push in particular.
Oh, exactly. As there it is. We force a cancel on the 4th base. Cure going to be gaining some ground, pushing forward with his tank. A very nice attack here from Cure.
Yeah, and I was going to say, that Baneling Nest is actually looking pretty exposed.
It is. If Cure does edge ever closer, he could maybe try to get on top of that, but for now, he's going to be respecting the army. He's going to just back the hell off, take his win while he can, and reinforce back at home. Again, still no third CC, by the way. Still very committed play here from Cure, and the longer this goes on, it's going to become harder and harder. 1-1 about to kick in for Dark, and Baneling speed is on the way.
Indeed it is. With tanks, though, this is exactly what you want as a Terran player, as Cure. But as you mentioned, as the game continues, this is going to get better and better for Dark. Taking out that 4th base was not enough here for Cure. If he had a 3rd of his own on the way, then that's totally fine. He could go back home, he could focus on macroing up, but he doesn't have that 3rd, so he doesn't have that option available.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's all or nothing here for Cure. At this point, it's all in. His 2 base all in, and he is getting within range of that Baneling Nest, actually. As you mentioned, is Baneling Speed going to be able to finish up?
It should. We shall see. Cure still needs vision on that Baneling Nest. Baneling Nest is so close. Baneling Speed is about to finish up, and it will, in fact, finish thanks to some clutch transfusions from these queens. A lot of Marines go down as well.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the transfuse, this Baneling Nest would have died much earlier. It will still go down. Backup Baneling Nest is on the way. What you see is what you get when it comes to the Banelings of Dark. He still has plenty, though, and I don't think Cure can actually push forward onto this base. The queens, they hold the line. Dark going to be double expanding, taking a 4th and a 5th base at the same time, even going for a counterattack. He's looking for a third that does not exist.
Vanishing 3rd, if you will. Chasing a myth.
Yeah, as the tanks are even within range of the hatchery goes down. Pretty good damage here from Curie. Shuts down 1 base, shuts down another, going for a drop into the main. Dark's trying to get in position, but he's only got a handful of links. His reinforce is still on the way.
Yeah, but Cure not liking his chances, especially since, you know, that main base is out of range of tank support. Those tanks, they got a lot of range. They can take out this 3rd base. They can't quite dip into the main, though.
Not quite, not yet here, as we have some Liberators queued up to head towards some of these fresh mining bases of Dark. Queens are in position, drop into the main base. Cure, being as annoying as possible, he is paying attention, does pull back, and here come the Freedom Zones. Here come those Liberators as well. By the way, still no 3rd. We just had to point that out. Yeah. Cure actually has a supply lead. Army supply lead.
He does. Well, that's the supply that's important.
Yeah. Exactly, and that's a lot of tanks, a lot of Marines. We're up to 6 tanks at this point as Cure is pushing across the map. Dark, he's not out of the woods yet. He is amassing a Lingbane army. He's working towards a hive, but there's not a lot of creep out here. Ooh, Banelings are going to be going off. Decent connection. Oh.
Yeah, a chunk of Marines do get taken out. Now the army supplies are looking pretty dang even.
Yeah, exactly. As we do see Dark going to be engaging. He does come across some of these tanks, but alas, a little bit too late. The skin!
Oh, that wasn't meant to detect the Banelings, but it inadvertently did.
It did. Meanwhile, only 1 tank is sieged, by the way. The other tanks
do get completely caught. Cure. His attention was elsewhere for just a split second, and Dark 100% pounced on him.
Yeah, exactly. And with the death of those tanks, that was the backbone of the army. We still have a couple of tanks here towards the south, but barely an army to really support it here. And Dark, he could try to collapse on this. Really good SimCity or really good terrain usage here, reducing some of the surface area. So it's going to be difficult to deal with this without Hydras or without range. But there we go. Vipers are on the way. Ultra Cavern as well. Dark getting further ahead. He's going for a big counterattack. He could even try to break through into the natural.
Yes, but now Cure has a 3rd base.
Oh, he does. He has a 3rd base, Copium. He's not all in. As the 3rd is now being taken, he's still stuck on 44 workers. Are heavily oversaturated. He needs to mine. Hero now needs to get this base up and running. Meanwhile, there is a borrowed Ling in position. Dark, he sees the attempted 3rd.
Yeah, he knows that the worst is over. He can take a little bit of time to get his upgrades, to get his I was gonna say to get his ultras, but Dark is actually maxed out right now, so eventually get a much more high-tech army. He's actually working his way onto +3 melee already. Cure's still struggling to get 2-2.
Yeah, exactly. As we do see Dark engaging with the army just as Cure was unsieging, but thankfully Cure does hold on. Dark backs off in the end. We do see some drop play moving out here, and as Cure moves out, Dark, he's moving in.
Oh, wall does raise up just in time, but Dark, he doesn't care. He's gonna bust down that wall. He's gonna connect with every single SCV in the third base location.
Yeah, we even have links on top of the tanks. We have forward Bailey's here at the choke point as well. No!
Oh.
Ah!
Set off. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go off. Okay, never mind.
Oh my god, there was so much potential there. Meanwhile, Curie's focusing on his push. Dark focusing on the attack as well. I don't blame him, but GG's getting called. Cure, he runs out of steam, and Dark will take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, runs out of steam and runs out of every single SCV in that natural and main base. GG. Nicely done here for Dark. Very aggressive play coming out from Cure once again. Again, there were a couple of moments where things could have gone very, very wrong for Dark if he faltered even for just a second. If he didn't have his queens in position, if he suicided his lings just a second too early, everything could have gone wrong. Cure with his Sim Marines would have been able to steamroll through him, but Dark was always able to take that one step back, take a little bit of an overview on top of the map, and recognize, hey, I just need to defend. Or going for a 2-base all-in, I just need to defend.
Exactly. Just need to defend. Just need to hold on and survive. And he did more than that. He exceeded that. And now Darky's got a 2-0 lead. This could be the final game of the series. Darky needs one more Unomas to advance on or to become this week's ESL Open Cup Asia champion. Cure, he needs to win this game here to fight back to make a series out of this.
Indeed, he does. This is where the reverse sweep comes in. And this is where Liquid gives him his stripes.
Exactly. This is where he needs to pop off here and now. As we load into game number 3 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg representing CranKy Z Gaming. It is Dark.
I like that you took control there of naming the map. You didn't want to hear what I thought it was. Anyway, here we are in the top left-hand corner, swatting all the way to the top left-hand corner of the map. We have our blue Terran player coming over the land of Korea, representing Team Liquid in a lot of trouble up against the ropes. We have Cure.
How do you pronounce this map in the brain?
I thought
okay.
It was Jolde Naura.
Jolde Naura. Oh.
Naura.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I can
like
see
the
it.
Final Fantasy race.
Yeah, the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the, no, not Vieira.
No, yeah, you got it, Vieira. Yeah, that's the bunnies.
Yeah.
The bunny people.
Yeah.
I like how that's something that's
The
stuck in your
dragon
brain.
people, I think. Oh, those were the races that were in Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
Oh, true. Yeah. Fun fact: that was the first
The
time.
one Final Fantasy I completed.
That was the first time that the Vieira were introduced. Is tactics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had Final Fantasy 4 as a kid, but I could never beat the Death Wall.
The Death Wall.
Yeah.
Is that the wall that's coming right at you?
It is, actually.
Yeah.
So you have a time limit.
You have a time limit. Yeah.
You have to beat it in a certain time.
Beat the wall. The Mauer.
Yeah.
You meant Showtime when you.
I did. You always beat me down. Said one day I'm gonna bust you. And then I never did.
Yeah, we haven't reached that day yet.
I still haven't.
It's coming. Let me tell you. As for now, we're getting into our openers here. Dark going for a hatch gas. We'll standard opener on Golden Aura, and Dark has been known to be a little bit greedy on this map, but is not the case here. Just a standard opener. We do see Cure being a little bit annoying, delaying that third base for as long as possible. Meanwhile, Dark, he ignores the Reaper, going across the map with those lings.
May as well. Sigil Reaper isn't really indicative of too much, so if you're Dark right now, you do want to prioritize going across the map and getting a sense of what your opponent is going for. Like we just saw, because Cure was so focused on trying to take out that extractor, he wasn't really able to block the second drone coming in to get that hatchery.
Oh yeah, and the hatchery is going to get up and running. We do see Lings dip in. We do confirm the Marines. And as I die for a moment there, we have our follow-up. It is going to be a third CC4 Starport.
There we go. Very similar to game number 2 earlier on.
Number 3.
But no, this is number 3.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Yeah, this is number 3.
Yeah. So number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
This is game number 2.
Wait, what did we have?
It's fine. It's fine.
Wait, what is a number?
What are numbers really? You know, really they're just figments of your imagination, you know?
Exactly. You know, they're just shapes.
Yeah.
You know?
What shape is
That
number
we
3?
decided have meaning.
Uh-huh.
It's like, you know. Not sure. I'm not sure if I might pick that up.
Yeah. What was that? We didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
I don't know.
Okay, don't
Something
worry.
fell next door.
Okay.
Might have been my neighbor that fell.
They were hearing this conversation and they just got knocked out.
Couldn't keep up.
Couldn't keep up, mate. As we're getting into this, it's going to be 3cc Banshee. Very standard opener here from Cure. Nothing out of the norm. On the other side, Dark is going to be going for a lair first. So very safe opener from Dark as well. With this faster lair, unlike the previous game, he's going to be delaying his Evo chambers and going into a faster Baneling nest, into faster Baneling speed, just to be a little bit more safe and secure. I'm assuming that, but we are getting up to 3 gases.
We don't have that 4th gas just yet, so we're gonna have to keep our eyes on what Dark is aiming to do. 4th base is on the way though, so if he is looking to go into 3-hatch Muta, I mean he's already broke one. He's already broke one component of that.
Yeah, I mean he already can't. He doesn't know.
He can.
He doesn't know how to 3-hatch Muta.
That's a 4th hatch. You know, he doesn't have the numbers.
There you go. He doesn't have the
Doesn't
shape.
understand numbers.
Has the Baneling nest is thrown down, and now we can invest into our Evo chamber. So again, it's just going to be Ling Bane, similar to the last game, but again, just delayed upgrades and prioritization of Baneling speed, just to be safe and secure. Meanwhile, Cure is just getting up into his own setup here as well on 3 bases.
Yeah. A lot more economic coming out here from Cure. Dark, okay. We have confirmation of what that lair is for. Infestation Pit, as Cure is trying to shock around with these Banshees. Not quite finding anything just yet. Gonna be able to pick off a couple of tumors.
It does get a couple of tumors before being forced out. Meanwhile, Dark, he has recognized that this was 3cc Banshee, so he knows it's a really economic opener. He knows he's safe, so he takes up very greedily, as you mentioned, into that Infestation Pit, into a fast Hive, for fast Adrenal, for fast Vipers as well. Baneling speed on the way at the same time as the Hive. That's how fast the Hive is. So Dark getting away with a lot of greed.
Yep, he did say that he likes going greedy on this map, and he might not have opened greedy, but the greed is here.
It is, as we're taking up even further. Hydra then is on the way, so Ling, Bane, Hydra, Viper should be the composition of choice for Dark. Cure is finally going to be moving out. This is going to be a timing with Stim and Combat Shields. 1-1 still on the horizon for our Blue Terran player, but he's going to have a couple of tanks with this. Like, this is not an army to be scoffed at. It's, yeah, I got to respect it.
I gotta absolutely respect it, especially with how heavily Dark is teching up. Hydra Den did finish up. I'm waiting for the Lurker Den to get thrown down.
Ooh, waiting for them Lunkers. Meanwhile, the tanks are getting in position. They have the high ground here outside of the 4th base. Meanwhile, Dark getting ready for his own surround as well. He's got Ling Bane towards the north. He's got Ling Bane here towards the south. The Queen's going to be buying some time, and we are waiting to pull the trigger.
Yeah, waiting for the right moment. A couple of Hellbats did finish up here from Cure. Very curiously, I mean, it is something that Cure does like to do, but yeah, Cure typically tends to not use his Hellions early on for harass. Instead, he just makes them and keeps them for Hellbats. One tank will go down. Hellbats doing the best they can, but this push has been beaten back for the time being.
Yeah,
actually, still insanely low.
Unlike on Gressvan, there's no like secure position for your Hellbats to get like some good surface area surrounding those tanks, so the tanks do get cleaned up. As you mentioned, the base barely does survive, but it is very vulnerable. At any moment, Curie could come in with this double drop and get a kill on that hatchery. Meanwhile, we have a double drop here towards the right hand side as well. Good target firing here out of Cure.
Yeah, a lot of Banelings going down. Most of these Marines staying alive as well. Drill Glance is now on the way. Dark is investing into his Hydras right now. Don't think he's thrown out the Lurker Den. He has not thrown out the Lurker Den. This is, in fact, going to be Lingbane Hydra.
Yeah, just Lingbane Hydra for the time being. We have Adrenal, so we are making use of that Hive. I imagine Viper soon as well, but for now, here we go. Dark is going to have to try to split up his army. The Mine does get baited out. Good drag here from Dark, avoiding disaster, and he does deflect the drop for now.
For the time being. I guess Banshee's still doing cleanup duty.
Exactly, as we have a double jump here towards the south. As you mentioned, Banshee's doing whatever they can to clean up as much creep as possible, but what's scary is that Dark, his economy has been left untouched, and he's drawn up to 80 at this point. He has the ideal worker count he needs, and now he can just focus on his army.
Which is exactly what we're seeing right now. Dark making a couple of Hydras. Now he can actually chase down these. Medivacs. Medivacs, by the way, were not in position for that hot pickup. A lot of Marines going to go down. A lot of Lings get traded out as well, though, to be fair.
Oh, exactly. So we do have a double jump into the main, though. We kill the Queen. We're getting into the mineral line. Drones are going down. Can we go for the spawning pool? No.
Well, we can, but not before Adrenal Glance finishes up. Cure taking a very efficient trade here against all of these Zerglings, but in the end, still hasn't done anything to really impact Dark's economy or tech or anything as the Lurker Den gets thrown down.
There we go. Now that Dark has deflected all these drops, he knows he's safe enough to throw down the Lurker Den. As I say that, though, Cure, he's pushing right through the left-hand side of the map. A lot of Widow Mines are being set up. No tanks with this, just bio mines. So Dark, he can take his time when it comes to engaging. The hatchery is still up and running, but he has to be careful here with those Widow Mines.
Very, very careful, especially as they are being a little bit hidden by the massive Marine count. Dark, we did mention that his economy is up and running. He's on an 80 worker count, but Cure is still in a very respectable 77 SCV count. Just about landed his 4th base as well, so Cure can absolutely still keep up with the fights and with the production of Dark.
Yeah, I mean, both players are maxed out, as you were saying. Meanwhile, it looks like this medevac is going to be forced back. Anti-air not quite there in time. Mine shots don't go off yet. Dark still just keeping up with the movement of his opponent. 3-3 on the way for both players. And Dark actually going for a counterattack instead. He's had enough defending. He wants to try to force a Cure on the back foot.
Yeah, wants to try, but doesn't really get an opening. Finally, that hatch goes down.
Kill on the hatchery here. Dark's economy is going to be impacted by this, and he's still got just cannot engage. Not really feeling confident engaging into these minefields, and yeah, Curry's doing well for himself.
Very, very well. It's kind of got Dark on a bit of a pseudo-contain. It's got eyes on pretty much the entirety of the Zerg army. To be fair on the map, like Golden Aura, or Golden Aura, as I like to call it. In honor of New South Wales. There aren't that many open spaces, you know, once you are able to control 2 openings, there's not a whole lot for your opponent to really maneuver around. A lot of friendly fire with that earlier Widow Mine. Full medevac goes down.
Full medevac goes down. Meanwhile, these mine shots, they're not the best here as Cure gets cleaned up on the right-hand side. A much better fight from Dark. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, it looks like we forced back those medevacs as well. And finally, Dark, he does take control of the map. Finally, he can regain control of his base. No, the medevac, it does fly into those Hydras as well. And Cure is being forced back.
Yeah, Dark has a little bit of momentum going his way. Not quite enough to really break through this planetary, but enough now to keep Cure on the back foot.
Yeah, it's a lot of CCs.
Wait for the Lunkas.
Yeah, the Lunkas is still on the way. Bailey's going to be rolling on in into a choke point, though. Not the best engage here from Dark, but he's going for the planetary.
Planetary will go down. There is the CC ready to float over and take its place. A couple of SCVs go down, but at this point, I think Cure doesn't mind losing a couple of SCVs if it means that he can get a bit larger army supply. Concussive Shells really coming in clutch, preventing these Banelings from connecting with anything.
Oh, exactly. But here we go. We have Ling reinforcements to get us around, and it looks like we're looking to deny this base once again. Sure was able to land, but not able to get up and running. Widowmine shot's going to be going off and up. Does get baited out. No big connections yet here in Dark. It doesn't quite get on top of the army.
Not quite. Looker upgrades are on the way. The CC is in a lot of trouble. Command Center, that's what CC stands for.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Yaku. You're not wrong. Let's go. Oh my god, as we are going to be moving out. We need a Yaku learning stream. That's what we need.
We do.
Learning StarCraft vernacular. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
It'll be like Sesame Street.
Uh-huh. But with deadlings.
Yeah. Deadlings and explosions.
For now, Cure, he's going to be able to retake control of this base. He's on a solid 5 base economy here. This top right-hand base has been left untouched. Hasn't been able to do much about it.
Yeah, that he has. Nidus has just finished up.
Ooh, Nidus is done. The Lunkers are finally here.
They're not fully upgraded yet, but soon they shall be. They do have their range upgrade already, and now we're waiting for adaptive talents for speed. Burrow.
Yeah, we have completely cut off Cure from his own base. This 5th base is going to be going down. Every single worker as well. Meanwhile, lurkers are in position within range here of the 3rd. Dark popping up, but at the same time, we had a drop moving out, but alas, Cure not able to accomplish much with it.
Absolutely brilliant zoning coming out here from Dark. Couple of mines not quite able to connect to Dark now, just setting up his Nidus networks and trying to make sure that he has an easier time maneuvering around these bases and reinforcing his army. An entire mineral line goes down once again. That's a lot of orbital.
That is me. Well, the mines, we do have some mine drops across the map. We are dealing some kind of counter damage, but here come those lunkers. We're trying to get on top of the ghost here. The tank is going to be going down. The lurkers, they do leapfrog forward as well. No vipers. These lurkers are looking a little bit exposed, but Dark, he does not turn around. He wants to keep pushing.
Yeah, they're looking exposed, but we do have, funnily enough, we have a bit of a baneling buffer here for these lurkers. This bio army is going to hurt one way or another.
Oh, here we go. A couple of snipes going to be coming in. 1, 2, 3 lurkers going down, and here we go. We pull the trigger.
Yeah, pretty good snipes here from Cure. Dark being chased back all the way back. Damage was dealt. A lot of damage was dealt. But Dark really cannot afford to really lose his army right now. It's a very high-tech army that takes quite a while to really get up and running with these lurkers anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of, another lurker is going to be going down. Another 2 lurkers go down as well, but we catch the ghosts.
Yeah, right in the middle of the map. Not enough medevacs to hot pick up everyone.
Yeah, exactly. We do have some Widow Mines that are going to be borrowing decent connections here on the links as well, but only on the links, as we did shut down the ghost earlier. We're going straight for one of these fresh mining bases here. It's going to be denied.
Yeah, forced to cancel and lift once again. 0 SCVs available to really mine from that. And Dark, he's not going to let that slide.
Not going to let that slide here, as he's just remaxing Morling Bane, just ignoring his own lurkers. The ghost are being left behind!
And they will get taken out by Banelings. There are still a couple of ghosts left, but you really need a lot of them if you want to deal against the lurkers. Scratch that, there are 0 ghosts left.
Yeah.
And you really need at least some of them to deal with the lurkers.
That was 11 dead ghosts here. Dark, he was able to catch his opponent off guard. Cure was not able to pick up. He kept his medevacs alive, but nothing else, as he lost everything here at the would-be 4th base. We do see Cure trying to expand elsewhere, but that was a big loss, and that is going to be very difficult to be recovering from.
Very, very difficult. Cure, he's got a lot of orbital commands. He does have a lot of mules available to him. He's very far behind when it comes to the worker count, and he is suffering a little bit when it comes to his mineral and gas income, especially his gas income, but for the time being, these mules are enough to sustain him. He's on a comparable army count, and if he can keep this army alive, then he's going to be super maxed eventually.
Yeah, exactly, he's going to be super maxed, and here we go. Dark coming in, maxed out already at this point, catching a couple of Widow Mines, catching a couple of Marines here and there. Now this is our finishing up. We have the gold base soon to be taken. Cure is going to be punishing the gold at least. He's not taking this line down. He is dealing some damage here across the map, but this still pales in comparison. We need to pop off. We need more, and he's going for it. He's going for a double drop here towards the right.
Yeah, probably the best thing he can really do in this scenario. He needs to defend, but if he does nothing but defend, then, well, as you see in the gold base, he's just going to eventually get stopped out.
Exactly. As we took down one hatchery here towards the bottom left, it looks like we can maybe get the hatchery towards the top right as well. Big pickoffs here from Cure to barely shut down the hatchery. He gets the base.
He picks up and, yeah, leaves after that.
Yeah, very nicely done. And meanwhile, we do see Dark rotating around. He's going to be denying some of these other CCs. What do we have at home to defend? No Ghost, by the way. We have a couple of Liberators behind this. We have a lot of Widow Mines, but they're going to be focused down.
Just like so. And we do have the Liberators out, but yeah, this Lingbane doesn't care. They're going into a choke point, which is not ideal for Lingbane, but when you have this many Lings and this many Banes, it can actually be ideal. You can get a lot of very juicy connections. Another base goes down for Cure, another 11 SCVs go down, and looking at the backslide, I don't think Cure's going to be able to supermax.
Yeah, like Cure, he's just in a really difficult position here. He just was unable to gain too much momentum. Dark was able to be very greedy. Remember, he got a really fast hive. He was able to keep his work counts and his economy up and running as well. Cure did well for himself killing a hatchery early on. Remember, he killed the 4th base, but outside of that, he was really unable to get much more done here. Dark has been in the driver's seat, and he is not slowing down. He's coming in once again, this time with even lurkers.
Yeah, with even lurkers, with odd hydras, with a whole bunch of Lings and Mains.
There you go. And there
GG is called, and Dark will be taking this grand finals 3-0. GG. Very well played for Dark here.
Yeah, Dark looking dominant here in this best of 5 series against Cure, getting the 3-0, not dropping a single map throughout the entire day. I should emphasize, not just in the finals, right, but Dark was looking dominant in every single game, in every single series. Really well done here by Dark.
Yeah, absolutely very well done. Very dominant against his Protoss opponents, and also looking very dominant here against Cure, but a very different kind of dominance, right? Felt like Dark was always in control of every single map and every single game that he played today in this tournament.
Oh yeah, exactly. As we do crown our champion here, congratulations to Dark. A big shout out to Cure, as Cure did do well for himself making it here to the finals, but unfortunately was unable to get any further than that. Did meet his end at the hands of Dark, but again, no slash here, no shame in going down to Dark as a player. Dark is one of the best Zergs in all of South Korea, in the world even, so GG, well played. And yeah, with that, that does kind of spell the end of our broadcast of our tournament.
Yeah, copy pasta somewhere. It's in Korean. I'm not gonna try to translate that.
Yeah, it's we were having issues with that earlier. It's a Korean bettor who's upset about losing.
Oh well, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, with that, GG, well played. And thank you so much, Yaku, for joining me today. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know that we haven't been able to cast much over the past year of StarCraft, not even like the past couple of months, but the past year in general, so it's good to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be back in the natural state.
There you go.
That's what I'm going with here.
Yeah, Yaku, do you have anything planned here for, December when it comes to your streams, any kind of art streams, Crab Champion, StarCraft?
I could crab. I could craft for the stars. I did sign an NDA though, so might be limited in streaming in what I can stream.
There you go. So if you want to tune into some of Yaku's streams, check it out there at Yakuzaku1, !Yakuzaku in the chat, and you will get a link to his socials.
Yes.
Oh. And
Twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1, Twitter.com @EmporaYakuzaku, Discord in the chat. That's where you can find me, that's where you can find Light, that's where you can find everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Literally everyone. In the CranKy Ducklings Discord server.
There you go. So you can follow us there on Discord if you want. You can follow myself. I will maybe stream tomorrow. So we have a pretty jam-packed schedule. I'll try to find some time to stream and try to find some time to ladder in my own time. And if you're interested, you can follow myself at @Light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. More importantly, DreamHack Atlanta. DreamHack Atlanta is this weekend. Be a part of it. Be there. Watch it. Embrace it. Enjoy it. It's going to be a great weekend of StarCraft.
Indeed, it really will be. Start from Friday onward. It's going to be continuing all the way down. Be awake. Be very awake.
Be awake, Bobby. Be awake. With that, do you have anything else you want to add, Yaku, before we head off for the night? Do you have anything you want to...
I would just like to remind everyone that it is not Montreal this season. ESL Masters will, in fact, be held in Atlanta.
Yeah. So be careful. I know that Yaku has been spreading some propaganda earlier, talking about...
If you're going to get a plane ticket to go watch the event, just keep that in mind.
There you go. Don't go to Montreal. Don't get the wrong ticket.
Yeah. As it turns out, they are a little bit apart from each other.
A little bit. With that, GG, well played. Again, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for tuning in. That is going to be our conclusion here for tonight. A bit of a shorter broadcast. I do apologize for the stream going down earlier. Yeah, that's just a little bit out of control. It's a shame, but thank you for everyone that did come back to us and did tune in for the finals. Thank you. Do appreciate it.
It is much appreciated. Yep.
Exactly. From here, stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid, so give them some support as well. And with that, we're going to be heading off for the night.
Yeah. We'll see you all when we see you.
And see you tomorrow for ESL Americas.
There we go. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. I was waiting for the bell.
Oh.